Thank you all. So my name is Martin Bilbao, and I work for Gallatin Public Affairs, and we do the lobbying on behalf of the Idaho Land Title Association. My plan for the next 10-15 minutes is to give a brief update of the legislature and some of the bills that we are, the bill that we are working on behalf of the ILTA, and some of the other issues that we have seen and think that we're going to see coming up. So with that, we are in full session mode over at the Idaho State Capitol. I am anticipating that the session will wrap up hopefully sometime this March. They've done a pretty good job of sticking to the original target date, which was set for March 18th. I actually think that we'll go a week later and have adjournment on Friday, March 25th. Right now, some of the major things, you have 105 legislators watching Idaho Secretary of State's website every day, as it is candidate filing period. And so that is the legislators and myself alike, as well as every other lobbyist is actively watching that just to see who's going to be running during the 2016 election cycle. So going a little bit on the budget stuff, the governor had a pretty aggressive budget of an increase of 7.9%. I think that the legislature will approve a budget closer to about the 7.4% number, and we should see and know those kind of figures next week, as budget setting should be done on Friday, March 11th. And then really kind of the budget and some of the other things that are keeping us up is really whether or not the legislature will do anything on Medicaid expansion. The governor proposed a different option, really kind of an Idaho option called PCAP, the Primary Care Access Program, and that I think will be our going home bill this year. So we'll wrap up the budget Friday, March 11th, kind of make the decision on whether or not they want to address the issue of Medicaid expansion or PCAP, and really just finish out the session and run the bills on the calendar and go home. So that's kind of the things that are going on with regards to the general session. Regarding the Land Title Association, we have been working on a bill, House Bill 503, that was proposed from the Idaho Land Title Association. Representative Luke Malik from Coeur d'Alene is our bill sponsor, and has done a tremendous job for us. Where we're at, so the bill is really kind of some clarifying language from the Park West case of 2013. And we do two things with the bill. We define or expand the definition of a trustee, so that it's clearly defined that the trustee is not the owner or reputed owner of a property. And then the other part of the bill codifies that resolves concern by codifying limited conveyance of title to the trustee. So that's what the bill does. It's just a simple definition change, addition actually, and we haven't seen any opposition. We early on floated it to some of the associations, such as the bankers, the realtors, AGC, anyone that we thought would be, it would affect, and everyone has been easy to work with and very supportive of our efforts. With that said, the bill actually just passed out of the House floor this past Monday unanimously, and is now sitting in the Senate Jude and Rules Committee. So I went and talked to the legislator that chairs that committee, and I anticipate that we will have a bill hearing next week sometime. Hasn't been set yet, but we'll keep moving that in and get it passed. So with that, that's really the only piece of legislation that we are bringing on behalf of the Land Title Association right now, at least in 2016. However, there's other kind of major issues, not major issues, but other issues that we are monitoring on behalf of you all, and think that we'll be bringing potentially a couple bills next year. The first issue that we've been monitoring deals with the oil and gas leases issue. There have been some concerns because of the activity over in the New Plymouth area, and this issue is something that we will continue monitoring. There hasn't been a bill, there hasn't been a draft or even discussion of that But we know that there are some people in the Realtor Association as well as the Banker Association that have been actively monitoring the issue, and something that we'll continue to do with them. So right now I don't anticipate anything coming up in 2016 nor in 2017, but something we'll be paying attention to. The next issue, I know that many of you all, well, I guess there's 6 counties that do not do electronic recording, and we know that that is a major issue for you all. So ILTA Executive Director John Holt, who just got onto the e-recording commission, and I are trying to work to solve that issue and make sure that all 44 counties will become e-recording counties. I think that our best avenue is to work with the e-recording commission, and if we aren't successful there, then we will maybe look at a political play and trying to push them towards that. Flat recording fees. This is a new issue that we recently started talking about at the liaison committee, and a subcommittee has been formed to really start looking at a proposal to bring during the 2017 legislature that would move your recording fees to a flat fee. That our proposal was put in front of the Idaho Association of Counties, and the clerks discussed it. It seems like they are very understanding of why we want to move that way. The feedback that I received are there are a few of the fees that they want to discuss, actually how much and tinker with a little bit. But we'll, I think that we'll have, I think we'll move that issue forward during the 2017 session and have support at least have the counties neutral on the issue. So that'll be a big one. And then finally, this is more of a FYI for you all, but last year Senator Bart Davis introduced a bill. It was Senate Bill 1069, and it amended code sections to increase the enforceability of judgments from 5 years to 10 years. We know that's a big issue for you all. When he introduced his bill last year, he did not include the renewal, the renewal of judgment portion of it. And that was something that he intended to do. It was just an oversight that he did not get it in there. And so he is running a bill, Senate Bill 1362 this year, that would bring the renewal of judgments into the same as everything else. Something to note for you is that the bill contains an emergency clause. So if it goes into effect, which I anticipate that it will, as we haven't seen any opposition, but once it goes into effect, it'll be law right away, unlike most bills which have a July 1st implementation date. The other thing to note that in the emergency clause, there is language that that the bill would be retroactive to July 1, 2015. So any judgments on or after that date would fall under this new new timeline of 10 years compared to 5. Yes, Cindy?
Is there any way to comment on that retroactive date? Or is that something that's too late? It's just what it is?
As far as commenting, it's something we can definitely talk to Senator Davis about and see if he'd be willing to change that. Yeah, so in my understanding on that is to go into the same effective date as what Senate Bill 1069 did. So we can absolutely talk to Senator Davis about that and have a discussion. I mean, right now it just passed out of committee and is on its way to the Senate floor. They have a backlog of about 80 bills that they need to work through. So they have a bunch of work to do, but we can have that conversation with him for sure. So that's kind of it for some of the issues that we have seen or are seeing. And with that, I guess I'll open it up for any questions that you may have on what I kind of talked about. No questions. Great. So thank you all. It's been a successful session for us so far, and I anticipate that 503 will pass without issue. And if anything pops up, please let me know. Thank you.